Come here. I want to tell you something. It's a secret. So don't tell anybody else this. I mean it. You ready? That won't work for me. Did you write those words down? That won't work for me. What's that? That won't work for me. 5 words. Some of the most powerful words you will ever have access to for the rest of your life. And here's the secret. You got to know what you're supposed to use that phrase for. Sometimes we put off doing activity that we know is what we need to do to be able to get to where we want to go because we think that won't work for me. In reality, it's that we just don't want to work in that way. And that is a danger for us to get success. Some things work because they just work, regardless of who does them. They may not be easy, though. And sometimes when we say that won't work for me, what we really means is that's not easy. So make sure what you're doing is something you've tried to see if it does work for you or not before you say that won't work. But here's another key thing to think about. This is part 2. Sometimes you do need to say that won't work for me, and then you need to find out what does. If you are not getting where you want to go in life, figure what doesn't work for you so you're not doing that over and over again. For me, it didn't make sense to keep working at a job where somebody else had to tell me what they thought I was worth. That wasn't what I knew would work for me. That didn't work for me. But I tried it for a long time until one day I realized it wasn't going to be a good fit. And then I did find what worked for me. I started my own company. But you need to learn the power of that phrase, that won't work for me, and then have the wisdom and the discernment to use it rightly. So take stock of what you've been doing, see how it's been working, and make sure you're using that phrase. Sometimes it should be motivation to get you to go and do the thing you don't want to do so you can see if it works or not. And other times you've got to use the wisdom and discernment to say, this won't work for me, and be willing to do the hard thing to get to where you want to go. You've got this. I'm cheering for you. Hope you have a great start to your week.